Hey there, everybody. It's Kate Beaters, your breakthrough success expert. And let's just make sure we got everything going. If you can hear me, please let me know. Let me know you can hear me. I would appreciate that. Let's see. I just want to make sure. Oh, I'd like to just make sure everything is going. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's get this all set. Okay, there we go. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon. Greetings from Boston. This is Kate Beaters, your breakthrough success expert. And I want to do a really important training today. I know it's Sunday, or you might be watching it later on in the week, but today is Sunday. And I just felt it was really, really important, which is why I'm spending time on my weekend and appreciate you spending time on your weekend. I'm actually here. There's my girl. She's keeping me company. She's my cheerleader. So I want to talk a bit about some things you can actually do during all this craziness with the virus going on, and things I know that'll be really helpful for both your business or career and also for you. So please say hi, let me know who's there, where you're from. Please stay till the very end. I'm going to do some tapping at the end. I'm going to share some strategies first and then do some tapping. And if you have experienced tapping with me before, you know how amazing it is. If you've never experienced tapping, you are in for a huge major treat. It's probably one of the most powerful mindset techniques there is out there. I'm one of the leading experts in it, and I love it because I see phenomenal changes of things happening. And so I wanted to treat you, get my gift to you guys, do some at the end. So please hang tight. I'm going to share some of the strategies first. I even have notes here, so I want to make sure I don't forget anything. So what I want to talk about today, which is so important, is that, as we know, we're going through a crisis right now, and it's affecting, obviously, us in pretty well everything we touch or see or hear. And for a lot of people, they're feeling scared, frustrated, fearful, all sorts of things. And if that's you, please can I get some hearts or likes or whatever, because that'll help me with the tapping. If I get some comments, because I'll take a quick look at the posts and know what kind of things I want to throw into the tapping. So the problem is that when you become fearful, or you become scared, or you become frightened, you tend to constrict, contract, kind of shrink up like that, and then it doesn't open you up and expand you to bigger opportunities. It's kind of like here in New England, if we happen to have one of our blizzards, luckily we didn't have one this winter, but when we do, and sometimes they go on for days, you logically, at some point it's going to end, but you know that from your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is very frightened and doesn't believe it's ever going to end. It just sees the snow coming down like crazy, hears the reporters, sees the pictures, they're telling you, like, stay off the road and all this kind of stuff. So you just have this belief like, uh-oh, what if it never ends? And you go to that fear-based place. The same, sometimes we had a couple of days of rain a week or two ago here in Boston, and it was the same thing. It was gray, it was gross, it was cold and damp and rainy and no sunshine. And even I went to that place and I was like, is this rain ever going to stop? So if that has ever happened to you, give me some hearts and likes, because when we go to that place, we feel like that. And it's the same thing right now going on with the virus, is that we feel, because no one seems to know, like, when it's going to end, that it's really easy to go to that place of feeling scared, frightened, and fearful of what is actually going to happen. Especially, you might be seeing things like, I know the Boston schools have closed for 6 weeks. Some of the schools have closed for a couple weeks. Maybe you see offices closed, my gym closed. I mean, you see all these things happening. Maybe you've had clients postpone or cancel work. Maybe you've canceled or postponed work, all sorts of things. And so it's affecting you on a very intimate level. So I want to talk to you about how to start shifting out of that, because what happens is when you do shrink or constrict or contract, it's not allowing anything positive to come into your life. And that's a shame, because that's going to leave you in worse space. So I just did an intensive for some of my high-end private clients last week, and they were telling me, quite honestly, like, some of them were feeling really, like, nervous and scared and just uncomfortable with everything going on. And by lunch, they were already feeling better, because we did tapping, which you're going to experience later, pulled in laws of attraction, pulled in neuroscience and some other mindset things, as well as some strategies. And they started feeling better. End of the day, one of them even said to me, like, I feel 1,000,000 times better. Next day, they reported to me one client got a new opportunity for work. Another client had an offer accepted. So those are just some examples. And yet nothing on the outside world had changed, but their philosophy, their belief, how they were looking at things changed. And as they changed how they were looking at things, what they saw, what they looked at changed. Okay, so I want you to be able to experience that. So I want to give you some things to do that you can actually start changing things. And the thing that's really important to know is that everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. If you go to the hospital, they're checking your brain or your heart waves. They do the EEGs or EKGs. They're measuring things. So everything is energy. And when you don't shift your mindset and you're putting out negative energy, it just keeps you stuck. So something really easy, and again, please, if any of these things are making things pop up for you, please post in the thread, because when I do tapping, I can pull some of those phrases in for the tapping and help you get even more of a powerful experience. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is endorphins. So what's really important to know is that endorphins make you feel good. They make you feel happy. Hence morphine, right? People get a shot of morphine, they're like, ooh, Well, endorphins make you feel happy. They make you feel safe, secure, loved, and that's a good place. We all want to be like that, because the more you feel like that, the more you're going to be able to be more expansive, take chances on things, put yourself out there, as well as share that. And we actually, I don't know if you know this, but we actually influence at least 1,000 people one way or the other. So, in various forms. So wouldn't you rather be putting out positive energy? So through your endorphins, something really easy you can do is you can check in with somebody, call them, text them, check in, see how they're doing, whether it's a family member, a client, whatever, but check in on them. Because what happens is when you do that, and it's unexpected, right? You're doing it from a place of your heart, right? Not, I'm going to do this because then something good will happen to me. That's bullshit. Don't do it that way. Do it because you genuinely feel it. Then what happens is the person on the other end, their endorphins start to rise. They start feeling really good. Now, because let's say if I'm one doing that, I made the call or I did the text, because of that, I feel good. And my endorphins have started to rise. Now, you add that on top of it, that if, let's say, I had somebody in my room when I was calling or texting, or the person on the other end did, just by them witnessing it, their endorphins would start to rise. So can you imagine to be able to influence 1,000 people from a better place, a more positive place? Can you imagine how different that's going to be than from a fear-based place, right? Because we all see what's happening with all this fear. People are running around like crazy people in the supermarket buying all the damn toilet paper. Stop it, right? So when you come from a place of feeling safe and secure, you're not going to react that way. You're going to act very, very differently. So do more things like that. Check on people. Every time I go to the supermarket, I thank people for working. I know some are working around the clock, or they're coming in really early or staying really late. People are stressed out. People are yelling at them. I thank them. I thank them for being there, for working. Thank people you come into contact with. Thank them, because people need to be appreciated. Again, it raises endorphins. Okay, so that's an easy thing you can do. Doesn't cost you anything, and it really is something we all should be doing anyways, right? We don't need a chaotic situation to start doing that. So the next thing, I'm just checking my notes here. The next thing is, where everything is energy, that what is really, really important to do is to realize your money is energy too. Super, super important. So what happens is, what people tend to do is, when we're going through something like this, they tend to get really scared and they contract, and they hold their money really, really tight like this. Like you could try to pry it out of their hands and you just can't get it out there because they're so scared. And I've run into people, not my clients, luckily, but I've run into people just variously out and about who are like, I'm not going to spend any money except on toilet paper. It's the only thing they'll spend money on, or the supermarket. I'm not going to spend any money right now. And what I want to say to you is, you need to spend money. You need to spend money right now. Now, I'm not saying to go out and buy a Cadillac or a Mercedes if you weren't planning on buying one. But I do want to tell you that everything is energy. Money flows. Money flows. So if you were going to, let's say, hire a web designer, and maybe you're paying the web designer $500 to make some revisions on your site, and you get all panicky of what's going on right now, and you say, you know what, you call that person up, or you text them or email them and say, you know what, I'm gonna cancel this or put this on hold. So what you're doing is, you are stopping that flow of money. So the person who was counting on getting your $500, now they are going to cancel something else. Because let's say maybe they were going to hire a copywriter, or they were going to hire a bookkeeper, or maybe they were going to have a handyman come into their house, whatever the heck it is. They say, you know what, I can't do this because I just lost this other thing. And so then the person that they were going to hire, then they're doing the same thing. So can you see how that's a chain, and it's stopping the money from flowing? You don't want to do it because money flows. Money flows. So if you stop the money from flowing, ultimately you're stopping it from flowing back into you. So you want money to circulate. You want money to circulate. You want it coming in, you want it going out. Coming in, going out. And if you stop it, not only are you stopping it from going out, you're stopping it from coming in. So if this is bringing up any fears, please put this in, because I'm going to do some tapping. If you were on the very beginning, I'm going to do tapping at the end. And I want to see kind of what phrases and things I want to include in the tapping. So please post that, and that will help me to make the tapping I want to give you even more powerful. I know with me personally, I've actually hired my coach for even more sessions because, I'm a fairly grounded person. I'm actually really grounded, but things will happen. Maybe I see something in the news or hear a press conference or whatever. And it does something to me. It knocks me off kilter. And knowing that I am a leader, I'm an influencer, I can't show up in the world that way. I can't show up that way. I've got to be grounded. I've got to be authentic, right? Not fake, but I need to be grounded because I don't want to be putting out negative energy to all of you. Because in that negative energy, like I mentioned, how we all affect 1,000 people, that's going to be putting that out to you, and I don't want that. So please continue to spend as you're going to spend. Be smart, right? But don't sit there and go into that place of, I can't go do any of this, because you're saying it's like a whole domino effect, and it's just going to go around. And right now we are not in a recession. We are not, just so you know. But when you do stuff like that, you can easily put the economy off kilter. This is all, this is going to end. We don't know whether it's going to end in a day or a week or a month. None of us know that, right? And I'm not talking from fairy tale land, but we all know ultimately it's going to end, and it's going to be back to business as usual. So things I worked on with my clients is I help them review their foundation, because it's a perfect time making sure everything that they need to be doing in their business is nice and working well. I also said to them, knowing each of their businesses, which all of them affect other people, I said, what can you do to help and support people during this time? So take a look at if you are an entrepreneur, what else can you do in your business right now to help support people during this time to make this a better experience for them? So if anybody has any thoughts and questions, like I said, I'm going to do a round of tapping in a minute. I just want to see if anybody has any phrases that they want me to include. I just want to make sure I am including everything. So like I said, if you watch that video I did last week, you'll see I talked about the broken open philosophy. So we also talked about that. What shifts and changes could they make knowing this is going on? I decided to, my Brilliant Breakthrough Day, which is going to be an in-person day, I decided instead of postponing it, because I know my work is just too powerful and too important, that I decided instead I would do it virtually, which is not first choice. I'll be honest with you. I'd much rather be in person, give everybody hugs and watch the energy in the room move and see the connections and all that. But let's face it, people are nervous right now. It didn't seem like a smart thing to do with the events just a couple weeks away. So I made the best decision, and knowing how powerful my work is, I want to be able to get out to as many people as possible and help them shift their energy. So that's, if you are interested, it's a virtual event. And now I can help people wherever they are in the world, the West Coast or Europe or whatever. It's a very powerful event where we're going to be doing lots of tapping, we're talking lots of focus on laws of attraction, pulling in neuroscience, all sorts of other things. And if you go to brilliantbreakthroughday.com, that's brilliantbreakthroughday.com, you can register and join us. Because like I said, I had to kind of reinvent it. It was not my first choice, but I was like, how can I help people? And when you come from your heart, you come from a place of service, that's the best way to come. And that's what helps you, another way of helping you continue to grow and expand. So I want to do some tapping, and I'm just looking to see anything else I want to talk to you guys about. Let's see. And I did mention, of course, supporting local businesses. And besides supporting local businesses, give those people big tips, give them a 20, 25% tip or bigger, right? Because they're nervous, they're scared of being there. So again, you're just moving things around. That's all you're doing. So I want to do some tapping. And for those of you who have tapped with me before, You know how awesome this is. It's a really powerful experience. And if you've never tapped, I'm just going to tell you quite briefly, it's probably the most powerful mindset technique there is out there. I am super results oriented. That's what I'm known for. And I want a technique that's going to help people just shift as soon as possible. I've studied, extensively on it. That's why I'm one of the leading experts on it. And I wanted to let you guys experience this so that way, whatever thoughts and things you have popping up for you right now, you're going to help you kind of shake it all off. Well, not all of it. I'm not going to say one tapping around, you're going to shake it all off. You'll shake some of it off, which is a start. And I always feel like after I've tapped, like kind of like a huge weight has been lifted off of me. So if you haven't tapped before, I just want to ask you, please, please, please be responsible for your own well-being, your own mental health. If for some reason you don't like it, it's meant to be very gentle, but if you don't like it, just simply stop tapping, okay? Just be responsible. Don't tap and drive. The other thing too is, Kelly, you want to go down, honey? You're going to stay up here. I just want to, you want to go down? Oh, let me put you down. Oh, there we go. The other thing too is, just because this is a Facebook Live, I'm not going into a whole long, extensive explanation of tapping. I'm going to ask you just to participate, join in, tap on your face and upper body where you see me tap. If you wear glasses, I recommend taking them off so you can get to the points around the eyes. And you're going to repeat after me. And like I said, it's the fastest way I know of shifting energy. And because I know we all influence so many people, I want to help you start to shake off some of the negativity. Because even if you are a super positive person, we all know it's kind of out there. And we have to really be as grounded as possible so we can have this experience not affect us as deeply as it could. And so we can also help others as well. And that's why we're all here, right? We're all in this together. If I didn't say this before, I'm saying it to you now. We're all in this together. It isn't like one person's going to get it. It's like I can wash my hands a million times a day, but if you don't wash your hands and you go out in public and you're not feeling great, it's affecting other people. Okay, so let's do some tapping. And so first, let's do a nice big stretch and yawn. First of all, doesn't that feel good anyways, just to kind of stretch out some arms and body parts and all that kind of stuff. And take a sip of water. And what I want you to do is, if you think of your stress level right now, I want you to give it a number, and 0 to 10. So 0, like, hey, Kate, this is what it is. I've been through worse. It'll all be fine. I'll get through it. I'll be okay. I'll survive. 10 would be like, Kate, I'm having difficulty sleeping. Might even be a 20, right? It's hard for me to sleep. I'm worried. I had a client cancel on me, and now I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. Whatever the heck that is that's popping up for you. This number is just really for you, just to get a baseline for the tapping. There's no right or wrong. If you want to post your number, but it's really just so you have a sense of measurement. So when we get through tapping, you can kind of see where it is. And so let's go. And again, you're just going to follow along with me. You're going to tap where I tell you to tap, where you see me tapping, and you're just going to repeat after me. Okay. So let's start on both karate chops. Okay. Repeating after me. And one other thing, even if not all these words exactly resonate, because I'm just kind of using my words and what I've heard people say to me or clients have said to me, say them anyways, because you'll still notice a shift and change. Okay. So both karate chops, repeating after me. Even though, and so you guys say, even though, while you're tapping, I'm feeling really stressed and overwhelmed, and I'm not sure how to let it go or if things will ever be okay. I want to find a way to love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling really stressed and overwhelmed, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm feeling scared. I want to find a way to love and accept myself. Even though it seems impossible to let go of these stressed and overwhelmed feelings, and whether these feelings are right or wrong, smart or stupid, old or new, true or false, brand new or from past, whatever they are, I want to find a way to love and accept myself and work through it. Okay, shake your hands out. And now we're going to move to the face and body points. Again, tapping where I'm tapping. Okay, and repeat after me. And I'm going to say the same thing for the first few points. I'm feeling really scared. You guys repeat after me. I'm feeling really scared. 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 Under your arms, I don't know if you can see me as well, but it's about 4 inches below your armpit. I'm feeling really scared. And now the liver point, which is like right below the underwire, I'm feeling really scared. Wrist point, I'm feeling really scared. And top of the head, I'm feeling really scared. Keep repeating after me and following me. What if this never ends? What if this goes on forever? Look what's going on in all the other countries. It's very frightening. And it scares me. Because it could happen here. Things are changing so quickly. And I don't know when things will get better. And it scares me. It really scares me. Because what if it never ends? Or what if it gets worse? And that makes me constrict. That makes me contract. It makes me not take action. Because I'm frightened and scared. And the truth is, when I'm frightened and scared, that's what I get back. More fear and more scared. So what if I could take a step for myself and do something good for myself? Whatever that might be. Taking a step to ground myself. Taking a step to keep myself safe. Not in a scarcity way. Not in a constrictive way. But in an expansive way. Maybe I can reach out to help others. Maybe there's other things I can do. Maybe I can collaborate with somebody. Maybe I can take this time to work on my business foundation. Maybe I can help somebody who really needs it. Because the truth is, as scared as I feel, that's my subconscious mind. What if I could take control and start doing good things for me? Good routines during the day, things that strengthen my mindset, things like tapping, and other things that make me feel good. Maybe it's exercise, but doing things to grow and expand. Maybe there are things in my business that I haven't thought of yet that I could do now to bring in money. There are all sorts of things because this won't last forever. But if I shrink and pull the covers over my head, it's going to be harder for me to climb out. But if I do good things that are caring for me and my business right now, it'll make things so much easier for me. It'll still keep me safe, doing what's best for me. Okay, everybody, big stretch and yawn. Oh, and how did that feel for everybody? So usually after tapping, you want to check your number. See, probably drop down. Whatever you started, maybe you were a 7, now you're a 5 or whatever. Maybe you even went to a 3. You know, again, no right or wrong. If you did see your number go sideways, not a bad thing. It's just something else that's been uncovered that you need to work on. And if we were working together, if you were a client of mine, we would start taking care of that issue. Or if you were at one of my events, we'd start working on that issue. Unfortunately, on a Facebook Live, I can't go into all the little stuff here, but definitely help you because it's something keeping you stuck. I know with me, after tapping, like I said, I always feel like lighter. I feel good. And when you're feeling good, you can feel more confident. Maybe you're going to call somebody who you've been meaning to call. Maybe you email somebody you were planning on emailing. Maybe you're going to connect with somebody. All sorts of things you can do when you feel good, you feel confident, you feel positive, and you realize that this is just temporary, right? This is just temporary. So let me just see if there's any questions or anything. I don't see any questions. So what I want to ask everyone is please share this. If I can help you, reach out to my team, info@katebeters.com. If maybe you want to do some private coaching with me right now and dig into this, you don't necessarily have to be, join my coaching program, but maybe you just need a couple of sessions to kind of work all through this. I'm here to support you. Come to my live event. So either check out info@katebeters.com or go to katebeters.com/events. Either way, what I want to say to you, and I hope I say this in the best way possible, is that the situation is what it is, but how you look at it is going to change how you experience the situation. And I want to help you experience it from a place of confidence. That's why I gave you the action steps earlier. That's why I did the tapping. And I've got so many other ways I can continue to help you. So please reach out. Let me support you during this time. And until we meet again, wash your hands, 20 seconds, and be brilliant. Bye now.